Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Shanahan, and my website is Every Movie Has a Lesson. I write film reviews with life lessons in mind, from the serious to the farcical, because I'm a school teacher by trade, and that's kind of where I look at things. In my opinion, every movie can teach a lesson, so that's kind of my hook. Today, we have a good movie for you. It's the best movie I've seen this summer. We have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Stay tuned for life lessons and a little bit of talk on it. Okay, folks, our movie for this Show Me video movie classroom lesson is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Long title, so bear with me there. I will admit, I was wrong about the first movie, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. A few years ago, I thought they gave every single thing they could have given away about the movie in the trailer. I didn't know what they were up to. It seemed like, alright, motion capture, I like where they're going with it, but could it really be something sustaining, meaningful, or good? The trailer kind of told you the entire story of Caesar and where this was going with James Franco the whole time. The movie really proved it, my initial opinion, wrong, and blossomed into something meaningful, good science fiction, an interesting prequel route that whether they want to build towards, an eventual remake of the old 1968 stuff, or if they're truly just blazing their own trail, and I hope they do the blaze their own trail part, that they really got something unique and good on their hands. Rupert Wyatt delivered the first movie. He has since kind of been moved from this project to Matt Reeves for the second film. For those of you who have seen the first film, you're going to need it to understand the second film. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, without question, is the best movie I've seen this summer. The motion capture special effects are phenomenal. Andy Serkis had some Oscar talk coming his way last time for the putting the performance into performance capture that he does. He's even better this time around. The apes are definitely your central piece of the story. It's definitely more. The scale is up. The world building is increased. The I guess you want to call it the post-apocalyptic universe that this story is taking place in continues to grow, and actually gives you something that is serious, something that matters, something that's compelling, something that's exciting. The action's still here, but this is definitely a very serious-minded summer blockbuster movie. I really kind of, in tone, compare it to Man of Steel from last year, which took itself very, very seriously and meant to take itself very, very seriously. This one does the same. Like I said, it's the best movie I've seen this summer. I don't want to give too many spoilers away here on the video classroom, but if you want to check out my full review on the website, please do. Everymoviehasalesson.com. I can definitely spell this whole thing out a lot better than I do. What I do for these movie classrooms is to kind of focus on the lessons. Before we get to that, let me just tell you right now, this was an easy one. This one is 5 out of 5. Best movie I've seen so far this summer. Best movie I've seen since Captain America in April. It delivers it all. You get the action, you get the drama, you get the visuals, you get the weight of where this sequel's going. I probably gave it very, very high comparative praise on my full review, where I put it up there in terms of what it means with the other great second films of series out there, whether it's The Godfather 2 or The Empire Strikes Back or The Dark Knight, where the second movie of a franchise always tends to really build well. At least the good ones do really build well on the first movie, and this one does just that. It is a phenomenal film. Go out and see it. Let me get to the lessons for you. Okay, folks, the first lesson from Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, lesson number 1, is the protective, familial role of fathers. When you strip this movie away from the post-apocalyptic setting, the sequel setting, the whole apes versus human aspect of it, you have two parallel characters that are fathers, that are trying to be leaders, trying to be good examples, that are trying to be protective of their families. The lead human character is a guy by the name of Malcolm, played by Jason Clarke from Zero Dark 30. He's kind of our parallel human foil to what Caesar is as the father and leader of these apes. They, of course, have a vast, huge civilization that they're trying to keep going. They know the humans have kind of gone away. They're not around as much as they were, because this movie takes 10 years after takes place 10 years after the first one. But when you kind of strip the storyline away, like I said, you have two fathers here who are just trying to be good examples to their sons. Both have sons. They're trying to be good examples to what it means to be a leader, with what it means to have responsibility, to have the weight of what your choices are on you. Both of these guys not only have to be fathers, but they're also leaders, which we'll get into a lesson a little bit later. But a lot of father issues in this movie, and you'd be surprised that you can kind of make father issues out of very artificial, performance capture characters that just happen to be apes. But you will find yourself very much absorbed and sucked into where this is going. Let's get to lesson 2. Alright, lesson number 2. I kind of teased during lesson number 1 the idea of fathers, and it's going to go to leaders here. It's a long one, so bear with the typing here. Lesson number 2, and look at that, making a mistake already. Alright, let's call it the number it's supposed to. Lesson 2. The burden of a leader. Ooh. Boy. Like I said, this is ugly when I can't get the penmanship right. Alright. Let me catch this back up here. Folks, I said it in the first take of this, and I'll say it again. This is the fun of doing these things live. Alright. The burden of a leader, on one take and no cuts here. The burden of a leader trying to maintain or save his civilization. Alright, now that that writing is out of the way, let's give this some talk. Alright, the parallels of fatherhood also go to the parallels of leadership between Malcolm and Caesar in this film. The humans are reduced to extremely small numbers. We see them in San Francisco after the simian flu that was teased in the first film has wiped out just about everybody. I think 1 in 500 are the survival rates they had for the human population. The apes haven't even seen them in 2 years. And like I said, with this movie taking place about 10 years into the future here. So what the apes along the way have obviously strengthened to become a stronger civilization out in the woods north of San Francisco. But when they clash, they see that they're not alone kind of in the world. They're not alone in terms of who feels they should have dominance. There's definitely there's definitely competing factions between both of these leaders have to deal with. Malcolm has a very has Gary Oldman's character, who is more of a cut and dry, strong, hit first, ask questions later kind of leader who would rather see these apes stomped out than worked with, whereas Malcolm tries to play peacemaker. Along the same line, Caesar has Koba, his lead military ape, who would love nothing more than to kind of thwart where the humans are now, and instead of trying to see about whether they can have peace. Caesar would like peace, Koba wouldn't want that. So what we see here is just that burden that both leaders have to kind of keep people safe, to maintain their way of life. This is definitely a post-apocalyptic world where things are definitely scarce and tough to work with, but both of these guys have to kind of hold it together for their folks. Alright, let's go to lesson 3. Alright, the final lesson, lesson 3, is where we kind of get a little existential here. So, lesson 3, it could be existential, it could be preachy, depends on where you come at this. I'm going to say here for lesson 3 that apes and humans have more similarities than we realize. I know chimpanzees are the closest relative to man, and we're only separated by one chromosome. We can see what that one pair of chromosomes looks like between looking at one species and another, but when you get down to it, I kind of teased this earlier, you might find yourself rooting for the apes. Some of the things that we call humanity, whether it's love, devotion, protection, emotions, caring, thought, intelligence, some of those things that we use the word humanity for to kind of define us and what makes us different than all the other animals on the planet, even though we are an animal too, with instincts and cravings and needs and kind of fight or flight responses. The apes show that in this film as well. Show that in this film and in this series. That's kind of the overarching point they've always kind of had with Planet of the Apes, is that can we really view something less than us as being equal to us? And I think more and more, and this is obviously a central theme in terms of where this whole franchise has gone between then and now, that we have more in common than we realize. And I know this is a fictional make-believe world, but when you take a step back and look, I think there was a YouTube video this week that went around viral on Facebook about an elephant weeping about being released from captivity. How many people post videos of their dogs showing emotion and their responses and understanding of love and caring and some of those more human qualities that we kind of cling to and call our own. When you see those things in our lives and you put them on a more of a fictional scale here and amplify it a little bit for movie's sake, you still kind of get the chance to step back and really see that we really do have more similarities than we realize. I think that's something that gets played up well as this kind of big picture social commentary thing that comes from this level of science fiction in this franchise. Once again, that's kind of where this is going. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the movie you've been waiting for this summer. It's the best one I've seen so far. I think between this and Guardians of the Galaxy in August, it's going to be a decent little finish to what has been a slow and lackluster summer. So I hope there's more to come. And to wrap this up, folks, once again, my website is www.everymoviehasalesson.com. Please, please, please go there, follow, subscribe, find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter. Please check out all the good things I do, for whether it's writing reviews or otherwise. If you're a fan of where this has gone, I hope you like what we do these for. I'm enjoying these movie classrooms. I'll have another one really soon. Thanks a lot and have a good night.